The presenting sponsor of Moontower Soccer is FVF Law.
To find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm, you can visit fvf.law.
Hello, friends. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Swoontower Soccer, a podcast that's all about the boys. I'm your host, Mike Cragnola.
I'm Steph Cragnola.
Oh boy, do we have a show for you this week.
Yeah, we do.
So, we are going to run through our normal segments of the match Scott of the match, our fit checks, some match moods, Celly ratings, social media standouts, and then the man of Steph's shirt.
Yeah, but first, woo, 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 woo.
We're really doing this?
New boy alert! New boy alert!
But not yet, not technically.
New boy alert.
Well, okay. So we have been linked to a new sporting director, Rodolfo Burrell. Steph has decided that this is a new boy.
New boy. And oh boy, I'm so excited for Rodolfo. Mostly because I'm going to get to say Rodolfo. I don't know when we'll ever talk about the sporting director because that's just not our show. But
here we are.
Rodolfo. I'm getting them all in.
Yeah, I will say that if we don't get as many handsome transfers, he may be hearing from us.
Yeah, he knows what we're looking for
well, he does now.
In new boys. Yeah. Hey, Rodolfo. Here's a list of the things that we're looking for in new boys. 1, kind. 2, handsome.
3,
would run through a wall for.
Yeah, I was going to say vibes, but that matches.
Yeah, vibes. Good vibes. But
yeah.
Like kindness first. And then handsome, and then the best vibes. So that's your prescription. Go out and find us some new boys.
Also wins. We do love wins.
We do love it, but it is 4th on the list.
That's true, honestly.
Hey, speaking of new boys, though, I do want to address some rumors that have been floating around. Some people have been doing some internet sleuthing. And there are some rumors floating that 2 of our former players might be returning as new players. Now, I know you don't believe that it's happening.
I don't.
I know that you don't think either Felipe or Ruben is coming back, and I value that. But if you had to pick one of them...
Ruben.
Okay, well, obviously, but I don't know. I just thought you would take... Because you know it's Ruben for me, and Ruben is the right answer. So I thought you'd take Felipe so we could banter about it.
Why would I do that? I want to be right.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Felipe. If we're holding out for rumors to be true. But would you be excited?
Yeah, of course. I would like the vibes that Felipe brought to come back to this club.
Yeah.
I think
housey vibes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think there was a lot of housing that Felipe brought to the table. Also, I just... would rather have Ruben back.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Feels a need. So strong. Looks cool.
Yeah.
We could finally find out what that one eye covered celebration is.
Yeah, eventually.
But all that to say, I don't think either of them is going to happen. There's a lot of people who are full in on this conspiracy that Ruben's coming back.
And I'm proud of you.
Yeah, me too.
I support that. And I don't actually think it's going to happen either. What I will say is I was glad, we'll get here, but I was glad during the Houston match to see some of those housing vibes coming back because it was a pretty aggressive match. And I feel like that kind of fire has been missing from us. So maybe just the rumor is enough to instill the spirit of Felipe into the rest of our team.
Yeah, I have really enjoyed this stretch of Copa Tejas matches. It seems like the boys did too. It seems like they really took it to heart.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's dig into those matches. So we're going to start with our match Scots. We've had 3 home matches, only 2 match Scots because the Frisco delay and the weather, that sweet champ would not have made it around the stadium in the winds that we were having.
Yeah, it was not dog-friendly weather.
No, it was not human-friendly weather, to be quite honest.
That's true. You did at one point ask me, hey, do you ever just kind of think that maybe something is going to blow into you and hit you in the head and kill you? Is that the question you had?
I mean, yeah, because I was thinking about it because the wind was blowing hard and we were having such a good time. We were dancing in the rain and the wind. And then all of a sudden my brain was like, hey, what if something just flew at your head and killed you?
No, I don't think that.
Obviously, because you said in the moment, no, I don't never think that.
Yeah.
So anyway, hit us up if you have anxiety like I do that presents itself in weird ways.
Let's hear from Egg Noodle and Shea Butter, who we did get to interview.
Hi, Egg Noodle. We've got a couple questions for you, okay, sweets?
Oh, thank you. All right, Egg Noodle, I want to know, what's your favorite radio station? These things get such good reception.
Great answer. Hi, sweets. All right, we've got some guest interviewers today. Annalise, what's your question for Egg Noodle?
My question for Egg Noodle is, if he could choose a Shakespeare play for Austin FC, which Shakespeare play would he choose?
Ooh. Great answer. Okay, here's Lindsay.
Egg Noodle, I really need to know, do you prefer lo mein or pan-fried noodles?
Yeah. Good answer. Yeah. All right, and Shannon, do you have a question for Egg Noodle?
I didn't know I would be interviewing the celebrity.
It's okay. We all get a little camera shy. Egg Noodle, I've got a question for you. It is Patrizi's 10th anniversary this weekend. So what is your favorite Patrizi's dish?
Oh, me too.
Yeah, that's my favorite. All right, can we get a Listos Verde, Egg Noodle? Thank you so much. Hey, Shea Butter, we've got a couple questions for you, okay?
All right, Miss Butter, the first question I have is, what is your skincare routine? You're so soft.
No, that's a lot of work. My question for you is, how many points are we going to get tonight for Copa Tejas? Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, all right, one last question. Which of our players should be an all-star this year? Oh, we agree.
Yeah. All right, Shea Butter, we got one last request for you. Thank you. I need you to finish this song for me. Dallas, Frisco, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
amazing. Thank you, Shea Butter. Okay, I'm going to give Egg Noodle 10 crab rangoons out of 5.
I just love Egg Noodle.
200%.
200%?
Yeah.
I just love Egg Noodle 200%.
Yeah.
And then Shea Butter, honestly, y'all, softest dog 2023.
Yes. This dog, oh my gosh, her little face, her big face, her giant mouth, it's so smiley. The pictures, if you are not following me and Mike on Twitter, or at least following Moontower at Moontower Soccer on Twitter, follow them. Follow Austin Pets Alive. Follow me at Krogels, because I'm always posting the pics of the dogs, because Susie at APA is always taking amazing pictures, and we got a little microphone so that you could hear the dogs better. Shout out to Bonnie for sending me an Instagram video that honestly the week before had inspired us to buy this little microphone, but it's so cute. We love dogs, and the pictures are just adorable with their little faces.
So the RSL match, not as good as the mascotch.
No, mascotch.
Match
Scott.
It's hard.
Scott.
It's hard to say. Mesh Scott.
I feel like Mesh Scott is a whole different thing.
Rodolfo, we will take one Mesh Scott as well.
One Mesh Scott, please.
But the fits, speaking of mesh, from this match, what's going on with Alex Ring?
I think he looks cool.
Me too.
then what's going on with him is what's always going on with him.
No,
He's always looking cool.
not like this.
No, but this, to be fair, is part of the part of the photography is a lot of this because it's got that like green smoke at the bottom. It's very dark. They've been doing these pictures in the tunnel with like a black background, like they're walking into the Thunderdome.
Sure, it's a little like exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
then we've
fair.
got, honestly, I like this pic of John Gallagher. He's in a black button-up polo with jeans and white sneakers, and it's just a very like dad look, but he's wearing it well. Also, his legs are strong.
Yes.
You can see all of the muscles.
I was going to say that like normally you have to be wearing some pretty tight jeans to make that happen. And these jeans don't look like that style of cut. You know what I mean? These look
they're
like
normal.
Yeah, these look like normal people jeans that he just happens to be filling out incredibly well.
Yeah.
That said, the action on the field for RSL, not great.
Not great.
After RSL, we had an away trip to Sporting Kansas City.
No,
Also
those are
not great. I would say that this for me was probably the low point of the season
Yeah, I think Kansas City was definitely the low point.
so far.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? You never know.
Yeah, you never know. But like, we get to not talk about it.
Yeah.
We're not Moontower who has to talk about it every week. We get to talk about what we want to talk about. So we don't want to talk about Sporting Kansas City. On to Frisco.
Hey.
Hey.
The nice thing about being home, that home cooking, you get them home fit checks.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. Julio can do nothing wrong, in my opinion, except maybe this outfit.
Steph, I think this is unfair.
Why?
Because I know you have this sweatshirt.
Okay, but first of all the clothes that I have with holes in them, I got rid of because you told me I had to.
All of them?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think you're looking at me like I kept something sneaky, but I didn't do it on purpose. I promise.
All right. Well, you might have a couple things to get rid of still.
Oh, are you talking about the sweatpants that I'm wearing literally right now? That
Why?
these don't count.
Why would I mention those?
Just because my heel is poking out between
Of a whole.
the.
Yeah. So I want to give a special shout out to, remember last episode where I said I don't think round glasses are coming back,
Oh yeah.
and then round glasses have made a strong comeback.
Yes.
With Maxi Seba, the home fit for Alex Ring in RSL was round sunglasses. Y'all, you don't have to prove me wrong every time I say a thing, but I do really like the round glasses.
It just means they're listening.
That's right. Good work, boys.
Yeah. Going away from Julio, Seba's got like a new fun like print shirt over a tank top. I like this look on him.
It reminds me of a shirt that if I wore it, I would be channeling Guy Fieri vibes, but Seba looks cool doing it, and I don't understand.
Yeah. I'm a fan though. I'm also a fan of Maxi.
Yeah, Maxi wins.
He's on a Miami. He's already in Miami. He was in Miami 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say Maxi wins this segment here in
Absolutely.
Frisco for the
Light blue Hawaiian-ish button-up shirt, white jeans ripped at the knee. Yes, bucket hat. Also, his toiletry bag looks like it's stickers or it's a pattern, but it looks really bright and fun.
Yeah, that's the mate.
But it's a different one than
jug.
normal.
Yeah. It's a cool jug
Oh,
with
I see. It's
stickers
like
on it.
a
Yeah,
thermos or whatever.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Yeah, I
there's
like
Bombo looking cool.
it.
Steph, what color
I'm not a fan of this Emmy look.
is Emmy wearing?
It's all khaki all the time. You gonna try and tell me this isn't khaki?
I'm going to tell you it's a cream shirt and khaki pants.
You're the worst. Let's move on.
I do like that he wore cream and khaki shoes as well, though, because if you're going to commit, go all the way.
Commit to the bit.
Yeah.
If the bit is wearing khaki just to hurt me, then I guess he did it.
Speaking of hurting, anyone who was outside pre-Houston on Saturday was in pain. It was hot. I will forgive every outfit from this pre-Houston match. Every single one of them. The boys could have shown up in anything, and I would have said, perfect outfit for the day.
Yeah, it was just like honestly too hot to put clothes on.
And you can tell because all of them are in t-shirts.
The most like basic.
Yeah.
I wonder if they have to wear long pants.
Oh, I don't know.
Like, is that like a requirement? Because I don't know why you would in this weather.
Yeah, boys, if you're listening and you have to wear long pants, you can let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Alternately, if you don't have to wear long pants next time,
shorts.
Next time you can rock those like 4-inch inseams or whatever.
Like, imagine if this picture of Jossie in his plain white t-shirt and these like light blue slacks. I can't tell if they're actually jeans or not, but imagine if they just like cut off here. You all can't see me, but I am drawing a line at the shorts line, and you would like it.
Yeah, it's basically like Daisy Duke.
It's less than fingertips.
Yeah. Daisy Duke style pockets sticking out the bottom of the shorts is where she's drawing that line.
Yeah, I would like that, please.
Yeah, I think probably the person best dressed from Houston would be Johan Valencia, also wearing round sunglasses, but he's got like linen on, like he looks like full linen.
You think
fit
those are linen
here?
pants?
They gotta
I think they're
be.
white jeans.
You think?
Yeah, I think they're white jeans. Looking at the movement, the structure of them.
But if you look at the ankle, it looks like they've got like a stitch keeping them close, like a jogger style.
Oh, interesting.
But
Maybe.
they move. I agree with like the way that they move isn't joggers. But
yeah.
Anyway, pretty decent for the
Nondescript,
weather, but
yeah,
you know,
everyone's in a t-shirt, and I again don't blame them.
I do approve of Diego borrowing his grandmother's rosary beads, though. Like real Northeast grandma vibes for sure. You can tell that Diego has someone in his family who makes sauce. Like that's
and calls it gravy.
That's just the vibe.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Thanks for the back home flashback there, Diego.
Yep. All right.
Also, he had the purple hair.
Oh yeah.
And that is new for him as of recently. So that is what? Hair color 3 or 4 for the season for Diego, at least.
At least.
So that's always a good sign.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to call out kind of in this fit checks place, I guess this segment is where it fits the most to me. I want to give a round of applause, or I guess a thank you, or whatever it is. Our team wore the Pride warm-ups all month. And I cannot say if that was true or false for any other team. I know it was not true for the teams we played at home because I don't know if any of the teams we played at home wore the Pride warm-ups
They did
when
not.
they were at home. So I know categorically for at least 3 teams it was not true. But it was just really cool to see that level of commitment to support. And I just, it's one of the things that makes me love Austin FC so much.
Yep, they really represented the vibe of the city and the acceptance and the like mission of a club that represents us.
Right.
And so, great work. Even away in Kansas City, they didn't have to, but they did.
Yep.
And great to see.
Yeah, I loved it.
So yeah, A+ work.
All right. We've got pretty minimal notes for the just match mood section, just because we've got a lot of goals to talk about later.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Frisco and that weather delay. We hit on it earlier, but how did it affect the match for you?
Honestly,
or for the team?
For me, it made me nervous because we've never won after a weather delay.
Really?
Until Frisco.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had lost all of those games and it had felt bad.
Yes.
And so I think part of the problem with this one is that it happened so close to like pre-kickoff, right? Like, so everybody who decided not to come to the game, you could tell that there were like a lot of missing seats.
Right.
And so I was worried that the team would come out and feel deflated, but the supporters hung in there. They were super loud. The folks who were still there were super loud and engaged, and that, I think, really helped out. I also think it helped that it was a midweek game, and so Frisco didn't bring instruments.
Right.
Because I think if their fans
had been louder,
Oof. It really would have, like, done a number to the vibe on the field,
Agreed. Yeah.
And so I was glad that it didn't affect the mood for the boys.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. I feel like they feel like they owe a lot to us. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I feel like when they came out and saw as many people there as there were, that was more of a positive to them than it would have been a detractor, because like, yes, it's a 3-hour delay and the weather's been horrible, but look how many people stuck around.
Yeah.
And I think they really internalized that. And, we can talk about the video of Josh Wolf's speech here if we want to, because I think that really played a part in their vibes.
Yeah, I definitely think that, like, for the folks who have not been so happy with Josh Wolf's coaching, I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that he doesn't tend to be the guy with the cool sound bites, right? His press game isn't super strong necessarily. He doesn't seem from the outside to be super effective at, like, delivering those impassioned speeches.
Right.
Or
he'll do a lot of, it wasn't our day, we got to work harder, got to move on, right? Which isn't necessarily what people want to hear.
And so getting that video edit that we did after that Frisco match, where, like, that speech was awesome.
Yeah. It got me so hype. And we had already won.
Like, I never would have considered Josh Wolf to be on my run through a wall bracket.
Yeah, me either. But this bumped him up.
That one, that speech, that would have done it for me. So you could tell they came out hot.
Yep.
And we got to see it from a little bit of a different perspective.
Yeah. So we got to sit up with our good friend and Moontower dad, Landon.
Yeah. Thank you, Landon. Now I get why he's so smart. It's definitely the seats.
It's definitely the seats, because, man, I could see so much from his seats. And part of that is, like, I mean, they're right in the middle of when they start. Normally I like when we score goals on the opposite side first, because it's so far away, and then we can score winning goals on our side, which are the ones that I can see. But I was like, ooh, I don't even care what side of the field we start on, because I can see the whole field.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. I will say that I missed our seats for the vibes, though.
Correct.
I was not able to tell who of the substitutes was having the most fun, and
we have
killing me.
No real warm-up intel.
Yeah, that was really hard. And then also, like, the sideline was very far away, so I couldn't even tell what kind of shenaniganry was happening with the coaches,
right.
But we did find out that there's ice cream in the stadium.
Oh, we did. And it was too late for me to get some, because the line was so long, and it was, like, right about to start the second half when I saw it. But, like, I am excited to get ice cream next match.
Yeah. So, listeners, if you've gotten ice cream, give us your recommendations, because tasty summer treats.
Yeah, keeping cool.
Speaking of cool, I want to talk about Houston now.
All right, we're moving forward.
Because a 3-0 win against Frisco, pretty freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Following that up against Houston
with
another 3-0 win.
Yeah.
So cool.
So cool. Hey, who correctly predicted that scoreline? I'm just out of curiosity.
That would have been you.
Ooh, me?
Yeah. I had guessed 4-0 against Frisco and 2-0 against Houston. And so like I averaged out to be right. You know what I mean?
All right, fair.
But you did nail the Houston one.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. It felt cool to get a right prediction. I felt pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you feel as cool as Jean Kolmanich looked pre-match?
I think I felt cooler than Jean Kolmanich looked, but that's because I'm like Jean neutral.
Yeah, that's fair. I loved his so folks who didn't see it, he was wearing for my friends who have been to this store, it looked like he was wearing clothes from Desigual. And maybe he was, but I don't know where the closest Desigual is. And only a few of them sell men's clothes. So now I'm curious where he's doing shopping.
Well, I tried to Google this quickly, but it didn't. It looks like there's one in Houston and one in Dallas. So maybe he had a friend. Does he have a friend
on
Houston
teams?
To bring him a new shirt?
Oh, maybe.
And that was his little match gift.
Let's get into his mutuals and see what the deal is.
All right. We'll report back when we have more info.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about my favorite thing that happened during this whole match.
Okay.
The Houston coach, Ben Olsen. Wow.
So upset.
He was upsetty spaghetti. He did not like anything that was happening, and he made that fourth official aware of it. He was screaming at the fourth official for minutes. Several minutes. And I really wanted him to get a card. I really, really, really wanted him to get a card, but he didn't.
Yeah, I was very surprised by how petulant he was. And I know that when you come to Austin and you're losing and it feels bad, it must be really frustrating. But
petulant is exactly the right word for it. He was being a massive baby.
Wow.
It was great entertainment, though.
Oh, man. Everything about that match was great.
Yeah.
Including the man of the match segment at the end of the match. Oh, my heart.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you all probably know already what happened. But Seba was awarded man of the match by the club. And he handed that mallet over to Julio, and Julio beat the heck out of that drum. He got some feelings out in that moment, and it was the most beautiful display of love and sportsmanship. It was wonderful.
It was a special moment. It was a moment to remember. And honestly, I think it capped off what might have been the best week that I've ever had supporting Austin FC.
Yeah.
Winning against our rivals, every home match wearing Pride jerseys, everything about it. Oh, it was just such a good week. It was such a good week. And that was the perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
So, Seba, Julio, great work out there, boys.
Oh, I love it. You want to take an ad break, Mike? Recover our tears a little bit?
I can't wait to tell you about how Swoontower Soccer is brought to you by our friends at FVF Law, the official injury lawyers of Austin FC.
FVF is a different kind of personal injury law firm dedicated to community, transparency, and client education.
You can go to fvf.law to find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm and why understanding your legal options can dramatically change the outcome of a case.
You can.
While you're there, please ask them to send us their pets calendar like they send to Landon and Jeremiah.
Yeah, we would like a pets calendar.
I'm jealous.
I also am.
So fvf.law, Mike and Steph sent you. We're all jealous.
Okay, you ready to talk Cellies?
You know I am.
Oh boy.
Oh, what a week.
9.5, 9.5, 9.5.
Wow. Okay, first of all, Dallas. We had 3 goals. We had Ethan Finley starting off the scoring. Pulling at his shirt, pointing at his chest, beating his chest, celebrating the crest, all in front of the supporter section while everyone's going nuts and covering each other in beer and water. Whoo, we had waited 2 hours for the game to kick off, and it's lit like that right away?
Yeah. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 for the birthday month that we share.
I like that.
Yep.
This is a 9.5 celebration to me.
Okay. All right. Moving on to our next one, Diego with his traditional heart hands, and then the added baby belly with his soccer ball under his jersey and his thumb in his mouth.
Yeah. So I love a goal dedicated to a baby who is yet to be born. I think it's so sweet. I think it's so cute. I think it's so fun. I've got notes.
Oh.
So that ball
A little high.
It was a little high. It was up around his chest, which, like,
You're
you're in
a,
the moment.
A booby belly instead of a
pretty
baby
excited.
belly.
I get it, and generally, I think this celebration is kind of weird.
You didn't like my joke? You hate my joke?
I loved your joke.
Thank you. That's all I care about.
I
I'm
know.
going to give myself a 7 out of 10 for my joke.
And Diego Celly?
Same.
Wow, okay. I'm going to give this a 9.5. It could have been higher if the baby belly were a little bit lower.
More accurate.
Yeah, more
wanted a more-
anatomically correct. But also, like, I just think this Celly is always a little bit weird because, like, the baby is sucking its thumb.
Yeah.
Right? But also
It's in the belly.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get what it is for. And I understand that, like, historically, that's just what they do because, like, someone did it forever ago, right? And
Yeah.
so, like, now it's, like, a thing. But it's still weird.
Yeah, here's my problem with it. God, his hands had to be so gross, so unclean. And he just put his thumb in his mouth. He's been sweating and hitting people and grabbing other people's jerseys and the grass and mud, and it's been raining. And, like, then he just puts his thumb in his mouth.
Yes. That's the least problematic part of the whole thing.
No, I hate
How
it.
high the ball up is way worse than
No,
that.
I didn't like it.
Okay, you know what? We're moving on.
Hygienics.
9.5 out of 10 for me. We're moving on to Jossie's.
Oh, what did Jossie do for his celebration? You want me to answer? I was just expecting, it was a rhetorical question because he always does the same thing.
Which is?
A little fist bumpy jump.
Yep. He did do a little fist bumpy jump into
We're
the corner.
gonna 7 out of 10 again. It's just Jossie. I love the consistency. Maybe a little flair. Maybe a little flair next time.
Here's the deal. This celebration says, I've been here before. This celebration says, it's only Frisco. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about it that's like, yeah, it was a goal, but, like, look at these guys. And so for that swagger, to me, that's a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. You ready to go to Houston?
Always.
Never.
Never.
All right, Ethan Finley, my man, again. This one, I'm gonna give him his just like casual little hug with
So
Jossie.
casual.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 for the day of the month that we share of our birthday.
This is a 9.5 for me for the same reason that last Jossie goal was. So casual. He knows it's going in.
Oh.
He knows what's happening.
Sure.
He's like, you know what? Of course I'm going to score. I'm going to score against Frisco. I'm going to score against Houston. I'm going to score against Miami. It doesn't matter where I guess technically Fort Lauderdale, right? It doesn't matter who I'm playing. I'm going to score.
Yeah.
And he just kind of saunters in. He gets that head on the ball. saunters away from goal. Everybody else can celebrate for him.
It's definitely an interesting read on the like casual nature of it. That it's not like that it's less exciting. It's just that it's like, oh yeah, I've done this.
Yeah. And so for that confidence, like the team is clearly playing with it right now. 9.5 for me.
Okay. Now we head on to, again, Jossie.
Different Celly this time, though.
Yes, I'm going to give this Julio, like, lift, Julio hugs, Ethan hugs. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 because Julio was involved.
Yeah. So I also, because of Julio's involvement, I'm going to give this a higher score than it deserves. And this is going to be a 9.5 for me.
Oh, my God. All right. I want to go to the 100 out of 10. The last one, 1,000,000 out of 10, 10 trillion out of 10. This Julio Cascante, he does this little, like, God, I wish this was a video podcast. This little dancey, look up the video, this little dancey, prancy thing.
Jazz hands are
Jazz
involved.
hands?
Like there's a whole vibe to it. What's your rating?
I already told you, 10
all those
trillion
numbers.
out of, all those numbers added up, combine them.
Great. Yeah, this is a 9.5 for me.
He just was so happy, and I was so happy. I cried. Me and Andrew cried. We had
true.
tears.
It's true. 107 was a little bit emotional that night.
A lot bit emotional.
I will say that it reminded me of like, you know those videos of when like a baby giraffe is born and it's just like so happy and like bouncy, but also a little uncoordinated. That's what the vibe was like baby deer or baby giraffe like playing in a field.
There are worse things you could compare anyone to than a baby giraffe or a baby deer, because those are cute as heck.
Yeah, and so was the celebration.
Yeah.
It was on purpose.
Yeah.
And I think with the little hands, like very cute.
Whoa. It was great. I loved it. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, those were our Celly ratings. And I guess our second to last section of the show is our social standouts. And so, speaking of cute, how excited were our little Argentinian boys?
Watching their like hostage video welcoming Messi to the MLS, watching Emmy and Seba do that, like they were just so cheesy in a good way, in like a wonderful, wholesome, weird way.
Yeah, so awkward and so like, do you think he's really gonna watch this? Like,
right.
That's the vibe that I got from that video.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yep, me too. 10 out of 10.
We had a couple of national team call-ups over the break, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah. I am so happy for Danny.
Yeah, same.
I'm super pumped for Owen to be called up to the U20
World Cup.
Yeah, that's massive. And the fact that he scored goals.
Yeah, and played all the time in like positions that he's not supposed to be in.
Incredible. But there's something about like Danny Pereira
and his story and
and just like seeing Alexei's stories and just like the pictures of Danny as a kid in the national team jersey and then getting the call up. It just like there's so much emotion behind that.
Yeah, so if you don't follow Danny's brother on socials, you probably should, because it's just a really cute insight into like the life of being the brother of a pro player, right? Like it's so fun and cool to see.
Yeah.
In addition to like him just being a generally
he
dope
also
dude.
Is a really great guy.
Unrelated,
Yeah. Yes.
But also that side of it is really fun.
Yep. One thing that I was not thrilled about in a result of his national team call-up is he ended up shaving his head.
I'm into it. I think it's so fun.
Oh, God, I hate it so much.
As someone who had
beautiful, beautiful hair.
As someone who had 3 haircuts growing up, like it was either a shaved head, a mohawk, or an emo helmet.
Oh, I know.
I get it, Danny. Like,
The best thing to come out of it though was the pic that they posted with Johan and Julio kissing his head for luck.
Yes, so cute. I will say though, I've heard a lot of people talk about it as like a hazing thing, and I think that word carries so much like negative connotation. I don't know what the right word is for like an accepted norm like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like hazing, I don't know, always feels like so.
Hazing feels, I think the difference
mean-spirited.
is hazing is without consent
Sure.
or with pushed consent, right? Like there's an element of
Unwillingness or whatever.
yeah, or like ultimatum or something like that. Like you are not allowed to if you don't.
Yeah.
And so I think that something like this, like if that's an initiation type thing, I think that's very different.
And so that's kind of my only commentary on the whole thing. It's like I think it's cool, and I think it's a cool tradition, and he seems like he's into it.
Yes.
You know, running around at practice, spraying his head with sunscreen and stuff in all the socials. So like, it doesn't seem like it's bothering Danny any.
Right, which is the important thing.
That's right.
All right. Another call up. We got a lot of call ups. We got a lot of like our social media standouts this cycle are a lot of like national bodies recognizing our players.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dang cool. So
Yes.
This is John Gallagher's nomination or appointment to the MLS All-Star team.
Gosh, the announcement video that Austin put out where they were like, hey, so like he's talking about, you know, when I first got drafted, I put in my like dreams list that I wanted to be an all-star within 5 years. And like, here I am. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Cool.
I am not a galley gal, but I would think in that moment we were all galley gals.
Yeah, honestly, like what a moment for him. I'm so happy.
So happy. And he just, I mean, talk about someone who deserves it.
Yeah.
Holy bonkers. Like he clearly has worked his butt off for this team and for so long, and like has stayed so humble and so kind and so willing to just do whatever it takes to make the team better.
Yep. Yeah, it's amazing. Seeing his dedication to the club and his dedication to like being good at whatever they need him to do.
Yep.
Is just so great.
Yeah.
So well deserved. Congratulations. Also read all the comments on his Insta post about it, including Danny giving him a little bit of stick when he was like, oh yeah, you can unfollow me if you want to now. I get it. You know, I won't even be mad. Like, so cute.
Yeah.
What
The friendships on this team.
What a bunch of goons. I love it.
Another national SB Award nomination for Brad Stuver for the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian of the Year Award.
Another year where he deserves it.
Yeah.
And I'm just really happy that he's starting to get this reputation nationally that he has had in MLS circles for as long as he has. So this is only good things to come.
Yeah. We went to the Stuver social a couple weeks ago where you want to talk about not being Humanitarian of the Year. That guy iced out children.
Just savagely.
Brutal.
Yeah. Really, really aggressively defending his box from children's shots. Also rocketing shots past children. Like really aggressively top binsing these little kids who like could never even reach that high.
So
what a bully.
I mean, besides being a really, really great event to support About and Equality Texas, it was so funny to sit up there next to Ashley and just watch her be like, Brad, what are you doing? Let that kid score. And it's funny because one of the first conversations Mike and I had when we were dating was talking about an article like that was like, oh, should you let kids win board games or something like that? And both of us were like, no, why would you do that? They have to learn to get good.
And so I'm glad to see that Brad's on our side.
So watching it in real time was such a funny, like, just funny experience because like these kids were having the time of their lives, and then watching Brad just like deny their shots was it was the best to me. It was so much fun to watch, and like everyone was such a good sport. He was such a great sport as always, and really, really excellent event.
Yeah, there's only so many times you get to heckle your own keeper who you love so much. This is one of them. Yep. Absolutely worth the price of supporting a very deserving couple of organizations.
Absolutely.
Highly recommend the Stuver Social every year.
Yes.
Also, just a personal note on Brad Stuver. One of my super close friends here, Renee, saw him in the grocery store. And Renee had a moment of oh my God, that's Brad Stuver. And texted a couple of us to tell us that dude, I just saw Brad Stuver in the grocery store and he gave me a fist bump. And I was like, did you tell him how much you love him? And he goes, no, I didn't want to bother him. And so I was like, dude, you absolutely should tell these boys whenever you see them anywhere how much you love them, because they will appreciate it. And so Renee hit him up on Insta. It was like, hey, man, I just really appreciate you giving me daps in the store. That was really cool. I didn't want to bother you. And Brad was like, dude, anytime. And it goes to how good these dudes are and how much they appreciate being appreciated.
Right. And I think, we've had this conversation before. At their level of fame and recognizability around Austin really centers on if you are an Austin FC fan. Not if you know the team exists. You might recognize, you might see posters of Seba or of Brad, but casual fans and people who aren't fans are not going to have any idea who these players are. They get to live in this place of relative anonymity.
But also as someone who is a performer, right? We
listen, every
theater.
time y'all come up to us and say you listen to Swoontower, we get so jazzed.
It changes our whole lives, right? In that moment, it's the coolest thing that could ever happen. When someone recognizes us from a show that we've done with the Barons Men or Walking Shadow or any of the other theater companies that we're involved with, it's so cool.
And so I understand the level of fame for us as fans to them as players is this crazy removed feeling. They are celebrities, right? But when you look at it in grand scale, it's got to be kind of cool to be recognized.
Yeah.
At this stage of MLS permeating pop culture.
Yeah, it's I can only imagine that for the majority of the players, they would really appreciate you telling them how much you love them.
Yeah.
As long as you're not weird about it, like Steph was to Julio.
I wasn't weird about it. I said, I really appreciate you being here. It's really great to have you on our team. We're really lucky to have you.
And then
I said, I love you. Bye.
Like a super normal end of conversation.
And then I punched a hole in the bag of flour that I was buying. Anyway, that wasn't on purpose. Let's talk about our other keeper.
Yeah. Matt Bersano has been doing a pledge for the month of June based on the team performance for Athlete Ally for, helping LGBTQIA athletes across the country. And his pledge has just run its course here. So he is pledging $140 to Athlete Ally. He's got a link on his Twitter that we are going to copy the link and put it in our show notes. Mm-hmm. If you match or make any donation, not just match what he did, but that's what I did. Any donation will put you into a drawing to win his Pride Month jersey. So it's got the cool rainbow letters and it's the Black Keeper kit. So if you've already got your Malibu Stew kit, and you just need the black one as well, you can get that if you win that drawing.
Yeah, you can.
So do that. I love that we have such amazing, cool keepers on our club.
I also love that. It's my favorite thing. It's one of my favorite things. There are a lot of things that I have that are favorites.
Like this week, who is your favorite? Who gets the man of your shirt?
This cycle, it's got to be Julio. I know it's Julio a lot. I know that it's just Julio. But he went through some stuff this week, and the grace and resilience that he showed that he did not need to, and didn't deserve to have to show. He's just to bounce back and score a goal. God, what a every emotion that I've ever had, I had this week about Julio, and I just really appreciate that he's on our team, and I love him. Goodbye.